Hello class, I'm recording our week 6 lecture summary, textbook chapter 4, all about motivation. So the topics we covered were 3 in number. We looked about human beings need to achieve, and we looked at 3 motivational tendencies that need to achieve, willing to put long hours in to achieve a distant goal. We looked at fear of failure or motivated to avoid failure as a negative motivational tendency. And we also talked about motivated to avoid success, how some people are motivated to come back to the pack, to not break out of the pack, to be hanging out in the average pack where most of the people are, unwilling to break out of the pack and do significantly better than their peer group. So those 3 motivational tendencies, need to achieve, motivated to succeed, fear of failure, or motivated to avoid failure, and motivated to avoid success. Then our second theory of motivation we looked at was attribution theory, or locus of control. We looked at human beings and athletes' need to attribute success and failure to either things like luck, chance, fate, or the intervention of powerful other things. And some people find luck and chance is the trigger that motivates their behavior. We also looked at skill and ability, which is an internal attribution. Some people are motivated by increasing their skill and ability, which gives them a broader range of skill sets to function and motivates them to know exactly what needs to be done to accomplish a certain task. So the locus of causality, or locus of control, was explained by either being an origin or a pawn, internally motivated by skill and ability, or externally motivated luck or chance. And then we looked at a summary table, things that we could do to help athletes put themselves in a win-win situation versus the lose-lose situation. So looking at positive affirmations, overcoming self-doubt, trying not to do it yourself. We looked at learned helplessness, which means I can accomplish nothing, learned arrogance, which means I can accomplish everything, and we tried to get a personality profile somewhere in the middle, addressing the issue. Hopefully I can control what I can control and be motivated accordingly. So we've tried to learn that we can't control everything. We should not feel like we can control nothing. We should control the things that we can control and perhaps do a better job of being us and stop comparing ourselves to other people. Everybody else's personality profile and pattern of attribution is already taken, so we should do a better job of learning to cope with situations within our own locus of causality, within our own skin. So that was our second set of theories. Then we looked at the amusement park study, which looked at motivational patterns of behavior based on your locus of causality. And I said that I think if I knew what your attributional pattern was, I would know exactly where you are at an amusement park or one of those theme parks. So if you were motivated by luck and chance, I would find you at the Crown and Anchor game, the birthday game, the fish pond, trying your best to win a big oversized stuffed animal based on luck and chance. If you were a skill and ability oriented person, I would find you at the trying to throw a dart on a star to win a prize, or the trying to throw a football through a tire, trying to throw a softball at the milk jugs and knock them off the rack, trying to put a basket into a hoop and winning a prize with skill and ability. We also talked about the sensation-seeking motivation, how that might explain your behavior at an amusement park. Sometimes we have a need to get excited, and sensation-seeking behavior of the bungee jumps, the roller coasters, the Ferris wheels, and get that adrenaline rush would motivate you, and that would dictate whether you're having a good day at the amusement park. So we tried to organize ourselves into internality, externality, and sensation-seeking behaviors to determine what kind of activities you would seek out at an amusement park or a theme park. And our last part of our motivational lecture in Chapter 4 of the textbook was all about goals, goal setting, and are goals actually motivational? And we looked at some goal statements. We agreed that aiming high and missing was more motivational than aiming low and accomplishing. We thought if we aimed low, we could possibly shoot ourselves in the foot, and we would be chronic underachievers. We talked about dreams, dreaming big, dreaming large, and we said that that goals are actually dreams with time limits. Goals are not meant to be talked about, they're meant to be accomplished. And for the high achieving, motivated to succeed people who are very goal oriented, goal directed, goals can be very motivating. So you don't want too many goals, too many restrictive goals. Process goals, the means to an end, are very motivating. Product goals that focus only on the end result are somewhat limiting and perhaps are perceived as being less motivated. So we need to learn how to be good goal setters, because goals that can be set and fully accomplished without raising our level of aspiration really points to someone who is probably chronically underachieving and not achieving all the things that they could achieve. And of course, the key to understanding the psychological theory of our need to achieve, attribution theory, locus of control, and goal orientation theory is to make these psychological theories applicable to sport and to athletes. And we did our very best to make applications of this psychological theory to the world of athletes. So hopefully that summary helps explain Chapter 4. This week in Week 7, we're moving on to anxiety. We're going to have to treat some profiles of athletes with psychological disorders. So anxiety, over-arousal, competition, the pressures of competition, and stress. And then we will finally look at some behavior modification techniques to help athletes overcome the pressures of competition, the pressures of stress and anxiety and being over-aroused. And that will conclude our first unit on psychological theories and principles applied to sport. Hopefully these lecture summaries help you keep track of your material. Remember, each chapter in the textbook has a study guide on D2L. I have posted some PowerPoint slides to accompany my lecture summary, so hopefully you're finding material. We have talked about perhaps our midterm exam in 2 weeks. So I'm going to try to cover anxiety and arousal. Next week's lecture will be dealing with especially arousal, psychology of competition, some behavior modification techniques, and then we will plan to put the take-home exam out, and it can be due in a week to the D2L Dropbox. So hopefully that helps you plan and organize your time in our sports psychology class. Thank you very much.